Hello, and welcome to the Three Stitches Podcast. I'm your host for this Monday. Yes, it is Monday, and I am able to podcast. I'm your host, Knit a Little. Given name Michelle. The kids, I'm not going into all the nicknames, but I'm Knit a Little here on Ravelry, Google Plus, Plurk, you name it, I'm Knit a Little. This is episode 100. Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe it when I looked at the website. Yes, it's 100. Woohoo! I am titling this episode Family because that's what it has been a whole lot of filled with. For any of you who are just finding us, glad to have you. There's always room in my kitchen for one more. And for any of you coming back, glad to have you. Okay, I am sorry. I did not get to podcast last Monday, but I was dealing with a heck of a lot. And my uncle used to have a word that encompassed everything. And Uncle Shani would say, don't make excuses, just say family. And if people don't get it, well, then they don't have a family. A lot of family matters came up, and they've been brewing, and it just came to a huge head Monday, and I had to deal with issues. As you know, I live in Texas, but most of my family lives in Michigan. And at times, it's really hard to live so far away from your family. Sometimes it's really nice, like when they're arguing and you don't get pulled in the middle of it. But when there's health issues, it is very hard to manage your parents' health situation being so far away. Now, I wasn't going to talk about this because I didn't think I would have any news until next week. But you can do a lot over the phone, and I have been trying very, very hard to manage my father's health situation from Texas. And I have to say, there is still no substitute for talking to somebody, whether it's face-to-face or over the phone. My father has had a situation, and he had an undiagnosed health condition. It turns out my father has Alzheimer's. Now, this is the first time I really had to say it, so it's still kind of sinking me. But I'm not going to be ashamed that my father does have Alzheimer's. It's been leading up to this. For the longest time, he's been diagnosed with dementia. And the man is 70-some years old. Dementia is a fact of life, okay? I'm not saying that it's not. But there was just something else going on. And my sister called up and said, look, Dad's not been going to his doctor, the neurologist. I'm like, oh, crap. Basically, what can I do? I can't, drive to Michigan and take him to the doctor. I have to rely on others to do what I would need to do. So his doctor, the reason he wasn't going to his doctor is because his doctor stopped practicing. And they had referred my father to another neurologist to follow his progression in his dementia. Well, we never knew that he stopped going to neurologist at all. He couldn't find the neurologist. Other things were happening, so it's like, this is not all his old age dementia. All of us were a little bit nervous that there was something else going on. So my father, they weren't going to be able to see my father for 2 weeks. The neurologist has literally patient upon patient upon patient. He gets in at 8 o'clock, he doesn't leave till 6, and he is just stacked with people to see. So I was like, of course I'm not going to yell at somebody, my father needs to be seen right away. Everyone's father and mother need to be seen right away. What we had agreed on is that my father would be on standby. If there was a cancellation and they could fit my dad in, they would. I didn't know it. My sister had snuck him into an appointment Friday, and they ordered a whole bunch of tests and got them done. I mean, my sister's good. Got them all done. And he had his consult this morning. Now, I'm in the dark because my sister was trying to not worry me because of the tests that were being run, and they were pretty extensive. Turned out he's having mini strokes. It's kind of hard when your father's mortality is right there in your face. It's just very, very hard. But the good news is we have him diagnosed and he's on the right medication, and for whatever time my father has left, he's going to have a very good quality of life. You know, all we can do is what we can do. The hard thing for me right now is that so many of my relatives have died due to Alzheimer's. My aunts, I mean, there was no blood connection. So all my aunts were not a blood relative. So I thought I always was removed from it. I'm not removed from it anymore. My father has officially been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Now, does it mean that I'm going to get it? No. Does it mean that my children are going to get it? No. But when you're filling out the forms and they ask if Alzheimer's is in your family, now I have to say yes. Now I have another box to check. And the older you get, the more boxes you have to check. So we're actively dealing with my father's condition, and thank you to everyone in Clerkland that messaged and, you know, gave me virtual hugs. They meant a heck of a lot because I was literally just dealing with everything that Monday that I could. And it just meant that I just couldn't podcast. I didn't have very much knitting. And emotionally, I was spent. So, good news is I'm back to myself. And we're dealing with it. You know, you can deal with just about anything if you have information and you have good help. And trying to get all that at a long distance is really hard. I thought for sure I was going to be on an airplane heading out tomorrow to help my father with his condition. But my sister has it well in hand, and so does my brother. It's harder, I think, for my siblings to deal with our father than it is for me. I'm removed from it, but I'm more logical than my younger siblings. I've always been more logical than them. I've been the mom in the family. And all of a sudden, you know, they have to be the mom in the family. And it's hard for them. And I guess I really haven't done a good job with preparing them to do what I've always done. That's a little bit on my failing, I think. But, you know, thank you for all the prayers and the hugs. I needed them that day. I really did. Literally, by the time the kids went to bed, I just sat on the sofa and fell asleep because I was just exhausted. I felt like I had run 300 miles, and I hadn't left the house. Well, not much. I still had to take care of what I got to take care of. So I'm going to take a sip of tea because it's freezing today. Oh, sorry. But that was so good. It was so good. I have now taken to making grande cups of tea because I need the caffeine to survive. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. I even, you know, made notes today, so, you know, I got my notes. I didn't put them on my Kindle. My Kindle is chock full of everything. I have been putting everything on my Kindle, and it is very close to the end of it, so I didn't want to pull a Catherine and go, oh, no, I don't have any notes. I'm holding out the Kindle so I can update everybody on the patterns that I've been knitting. I have been getting things knit. When I worry, I knit. Yeah, the click, 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 click sound you have been hearing from Texas is me. Oh, yeah, I have been straight out on the knitting. What else has been happening? Well, we got to Skype with Catherine yesterday. I would say that I got to Skype with Catherine, but she gave Rachel test over the over Skype for one of her classes, and she got to talk to Justin. Justin's biggest complaint the last time we spoke with Catherine was he didn't get to talk to her. So if he has that complaint today, then he wants to have the whole entire conversation and nobody else gets any. Justin literally talked for, I think, about half an hour. Ian, who originally did not want to talk to his sister whatsoever, chatted for about 45 minutes. Go figure that one. I can't. But I didn't really get to talk too much to her, but I get time when they go, so I'm not complaining. So, Lindsay, I went to the grocery store today, and I did see some Chef Boyardee with pull tops, and started chuckling to myself. So, you just didn't get the right can, sweetheart. That's all. Better luck next time. I'm sure if you bring the can home, one of the kids will eat it. Yeah, I'm sure of that one. Right now, Ian's in a growth spurt, so everything was getting eaten in the house. It's almost Turkey Day. Now, I think I am giving up calling it Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving used to be my absolute favorite holiday, the lowest stress holiday ever. And my husband came home and he says, I have a new name for Thanksgiving. And I'm like, oh, gee, please tell me. It is the feast before Black Friday. And when you really think about it, yeah, I do not do Black Friday. I worked in retail long enough that I will not step one toe out of the door near any retail establishment. I don't care. There's enough gas in the cars. There is food in the house. There's TVs. There is TV open. You can watch TV. There are movies to be had. There's the internet. No. This girl is not going near any mall. I don't care what kind of sale there is. I'm not going. No. And my thought is, if we stop going to these mega sales, that maybe some of the people in retail will actually be able to spend a little quality time home with their family instead of working. I mean, they're getting paid good money. I'm not saying that, but nice if they didn't have to get up at midnight, day after Thanksgiving, or Thanksgiving night, and go into work and really have it be a holiday. There's grocery stores open for Thanksgiving, for crying out loud. If you don't have your turkey by Wednesday night, you're not having turkey. There's restaurants open if you're really hungry. I mean, I'm not saying that, but when I was a kid, I never remembered anything being open on Thanksgiving Day. Not even restaurants were not even open. You go to a neighbor's house. I mean, I can't tell you how many times when neighbors were caught out, they were at our house eating Thanksgiving dinner because there was plenty. So that's my rant about it. We are just going to have a whole lot of food and a whole lot of family and some good times and some laughing, and hopefully the kids will all be happy that day, but I wouldn't bet on it. No extended family coming to my house, that's okay. I don't expect anyone to travel from Michigan to Texas, just for one holiday, thank you kindly. Now, they could come for Thanksgiving and stay till New Year's. That wouldn't be a bad thing. That would be a good bang for the buck. It really would. But that's not going to happen. That is neither here nor there. Now, I have talked 14 minutes plus. I haven't showed you one thing in any. Did you notice what I have on right now? This yarn is by Tilly Tomas. And that's pretty true to life. I did the Moonberry again, only because a friend of mine wanted to do the Moonberry. She did not want to do it by herself. I did it on size 5 knitting needles. I'm really happy with it. And I like the Tilly Tomas. It's really nice to, the fabric, it's not too stiff, and it drapes really. It doesn't stay up on the shoulder, though. Yeah, we're working on it. We are working on it. I'm liking it a lot. The Moonberry, this is the last time I'm going to do it. 2 is enough for any human being. But I really like how the colors play. And there was very little pooling. I was expecting more pooling from the color. Do not ask me the color way, because I haven't a clue. You ever walk into a yarn store and you look at the yarn, it's like, okay, that's mine. Put it on the credit card, it's mine. I'm going home with it. It's going home with me. It has to. I like it. And there's a fair amount of things that I can wear with it, because it was pointed out to me by a couple friends that I wear a lot of blue. Henceforth, I wear a lot of blue. There you go. I have another finished object. And this one's been on my needles forever and a day, and I just had to kick myself in the butt to get it done. Just had to say, it's getting done one way or another. Oh, heavens to Betsy. Got it done. This is my Manahara. This is Juniper Moon. The yarn is Juniper Moon, and it's colorway Mermaid. I loved it, Mermaid. Once again, size 5 knitting needles. I don't know what is in 5s. I have so much on 5s. Wait. There is my Manahara. I am going to try to give you an up close. Can you see the lace repeat? Maybe if I put both hands on. Beautiful. I love the lace. I really do. Nice side all. It's not going to get in my way. It drapes really nicely, so I'm happy with it. I've already wore it 3 times, and I got it done early last week. Probably, I think, Tuesday. I got it. No, did I? Yeah, last Tuesday. I got it done. Because I got it done right before I went to knitting on Wednesday. So it had to. That is all I have gotten done. I've signed up for a couple test knits that I've been very pleased with. Very, very pleased with. The first one, I got to get my Kindle out because I cannot remember the name of this one. Oh, just a second here. It's not liking me today. It really is not liking me today. Hang on. I thought I had one thing, and I pressed on one thing, and I got something totally different. That's the one. Apparently, the computer thinks I want one thing, and I don't. I just got the Persian Star. I'm 2 for 2. Well, I will show you one because I can't get the other one to come up yet. Okay. Everyone should know Sadie, and if they don't, go see Yarnivore Podcast because she's fabulous. She's wonderful. She's a sweetie pie. She calls for test knitters. And I thought, what the heck? I don't have enough on my plate. Am I insane? Don't answer that one. But how could I say no? She said that it was only going to need like 100 and some odd yards of bulky weight, and it was going to be on big needles, like 10.5 needles. So it's like, oh, that's a football game knitting. So I didn't get to watch a lot of football last night. This is what I got. This is a cowl. It's called the Goth. It's the Goth Cowl by Yarnivore, Sadie. And I am loving it. I'm not a big cowl person. Ask Catherine Lindsay. I'm not a big cowl person, but this is fun. So this is going to be my knitting. Along with another test knit. It's knitting up fabulous, really fast. I mean, this is only an hour's knitting. It's all the football I got to watch this week. That's it. I mean, am I the biggest football fan? No, but man, I love the knitting time football gives you. I only got about an hour's worth. Now, I'll have that one done probably tonight if I get another project done, which I have to get done. It is this. Yes, it is this one. Oh, it finally agreed with me. Okay. I cannot pronounce this name because I'm terrible with pronouncing names. I'm terrible at it. I'm great with knitting anything up, but pronouncing it? No way. It's spelled F-I-B-O-S-A-C-C-I. Now, Catherine, Lindsay are going to go, oh, Mom, it's that. Show-offs. Show-offs. They are. How did I raise such smart kids? They definitely did not get it from me. They're a pair of socks. Just a second. My caffeine's running down low. And who is this from? I know. Oh, I cannot remember the designer's name, but she has her own podcast. It's a knitting and a jewelry podcast. It's Sticks and Stones. And I cannot remember. Her name is not on here. Oh my goodness, it is not on here. I'll have to tell you next week when they have them done, because I'll have them done. They're knitting up like a dream. They really are. Great pattern. I really like the design. But I will show you. Not yet, because her name's not on here. Her podcast is Sticks and Stones. So go. Take a look. Now, I'll be surprised if you don't like her podcast. I mean, she's fabulous. Okay. Too many things. There's just my Sarah bag. My Sarah bag. Okay. I am not going to put these on sock blockers because they're not done yet, but they're almost done. Isn't that cool? I'm really liking it. I'm really liking it. So, this is the first sock. I will probably have the other sock done sooner rather than later. Probably by the end of the week. So I'll show you both socks. I'll show you my progress next week. Because the kids will be back at school. The kids are going to be at school. I get my house back to myself. I know. Bad of me, isn't it? I mean, right now the dog is having a dream. He is kind of howling in his sleep. He's not hurt at all. He's just chasing rabbits in his sleep. Yeah, he's been doing that a lot more lately. I don't know. Maybe there's rabbits at night. I haven't a clue. But if you hear any barking or something like that, he's sleeping. Now, not that I had enough on my plate. It's just the fact that I can't say no, especially when somebody gives me puppy dog eyes, and I melt, and I'm going, okay, it's not like I don't have enough on my plate. I'll do knitting for hire. Yes, I've been particularly kind of insane this week, taking on way more than I can chew. But it was... Most of the knitting for hire that I get is always a rush job. The poncho was a rush job. Most of the store samples are a rush job because they need it like now. They need it yesterday, but they couldn't get a hold of me yesterday, so they'll take it in 3 days. I am not a big scarf person. I like to wear scarves, but I'm not a big scarf person to knit one. I don't know. I mean, I'm just not a big scarf person. I like them if I am going to do one, because I have one on the needles for myself as it is. I'm insane. It's a short one. It's going to be about, it's going to go around the neck once and button up. I can handle that. That's like a wannabe shawl. This, my friends, is a true scarf. And I am truly, utterly insane because I have to have this done and blocked by tomorrow. I will. I mean, I only have 3 more repeats to do. But, whoa, look at this. So, I am truly, utterly a lace-aholic. Maybe if this might be enough to show off the lace. Is it? This is Juniper Moon's Pumpkin colorway, and I like it. The pattern is from Juniper Moon Farm, and it's the diamond scarf. Think about that. Really creative. Woo! But it has to be 65 inches, not 63, like the pattern called for. The person wants it to be 65 inches. 65 inches. You're looking at 60 inches right now. Woohoo! Yeah, look at that. So I will have that finished tonight, and it will be all blocked tonight. Because as soon as I'm done with the podcast, I'm going to keep Blip company, and I'm going to knit while this podcast gets uploaded to Blip, because I have learned the hard way, if you turn your back on Blip, strange things happen. I don't mean strange ha-ha, I mean strange, oh, all gone, you gotta start over again. Talk about a child needing attention. I think these things do. Sorry, I need caffeine. The brain does not function with no caffeine in it. So that's what I have on my needles, and that's what's going. I will have the cowl all done by the time I see you next Monday. I hope to have the test knit socks done. They are really fun to keep with you when you are on the run, like I am with my kids. Rachel's had a lot of ballet. There's been a lot of extra practices. I've had a lot of knitting time. I just can't take the scarf with me. You know, it's not easy to stuff in your purse and run. And no matter what I've done, I cannot memorize the diamond pattern. I saw the knit threes together in the center. They're playing with my mind, I think. But other than that, that's it for me. I'm winding down for Thanksgiving. I figured that turkey's going to take 3 hours to cook. I got 3 hours of knitting time, and it won't be knitting for hire. It's probably going to be my test socks, or I have something waiting in the wings I'm thinking of knitting up. So if it works out, I'll show you Monday. Now, my co-hosts have been hinting that I have not said, leave us a comment, leave us a star rating, leave us a note, you know. But you should do that for any of the podcasters that you watch, okay? My life is going 90 miles an hour, and you know, Catherine and Lindsay do keep up on the comments and the star ratings and everything. I quite frankly couldn't find a star rating if it had a flashlight on in dark, because it can't. But I am trying to be more proactive in leaving comments on the podcast I watch, because I'm also a viewer. Look, if you don't give us feedback, we don't know you're out there. I mean, we could knock on the screen, hey, you out there? No, we really would like to know that you're there. And all the podcasters love your feedback. Now, we are on Ravelry. Join the group. Chat on the group. Once you get Catherine Lindsay starting, heavens to Betsy, you're not going to get them to shut up. So get them started, guys. Come on. Other than that, I think I have to wrap it up. We are hitting 29 minutes, and I have promised myself no podcast too long. Okay. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving, and I hope you fill up on turkey and watch some football like the rest of us. And I hope you have a great day with family and friends. Until I see you next Monday, adios.